My wife's secret life was revealed on Christmas morning when a woman knocked on our door with 2 kids saying, "Merry Christmas, Daddy." My wife went pale. I said, "I'm not their father." The woman replied, "I know, she is." When I realized my wife was a male before I got to know her, original post I, 32 male, am sitting in my childhood bedroom at my parents' house, trying to process what just happened. My wife of 4 years just revealed she's been hiding not just her past, but 2 whole children from me. And the way it came out? Christmas morning in front of my entire family. Let me back up. My wife, 30, and I met 5 years ago through a work conference. She was beautiful, intelligent, worked as a marketing director. We clicked instantly. Got married after a year of dating. Everything seemed perfect. Sure, she was vague about her past, said her family was complicated, and she'd cut them off. I respected that. Some people have rough childhoods. She told me she couldn't have biological children due to a medical condition from her teens. I was okay with that. We talked about adoption down the line. Looking back, there were signs I missed. No photos from before age 25. No college friends. Said she lost touch with everyone after reinventing herself post-college. This morning, 8 a.m., my parents' house. We're there for Christmas with my family. Doorbell rings. I answer it. A woman, maybe 35, standing there with 2 kids, a boy around 10, a girl around 8, both holding wrapped presents. "Merry Christmas, Daddy," the kids shout in unison. I'm confused. I think you have the wrong house," the woman smirks. "No, we don't. These are your wife's children. Where is she?" My brain short-circuits. What? No, you're mistaken. My wife can't have children. Oh, really? She pushes past me. "Jordan, get out here. Your kids want to see you." Jordan? My wife's name is not Jordan. It's, well, not Jordan. My wife comes into the hallway, sees them, and literally goes white. Like, grabs the wall for support white. "Mommy." The little girl runs toward her, but stops confused. "You look different." The woman crosses her arms. "Yeah, Daddy looks very different now, doesn't she, kids?" That's when my brain started connecting dots I didn't even know existed. My wife, shaking, tears starting, says, "We need to talk. Privately." The woman laughs. "Privately? After 4 years of hiding your children? After transitioning and disappearing? After letting me struggle as a single mom while you played happy families? Nah, we're doing this right here." My mom comes out to see what the commotion is. Sees the kids. "Oh, who are these sweethearts?" The woman, "Your daughter-in-law's biological children. From before she became your daughter-in-law, when she was their father." Mom's face. Dad coming out of the living room with coffee. My sister recording everything because she thought it was carolers. The kids looking confused and starting to cry. My wife just stands there, silent. "Explain," I say. One word. That's all I could manage. I was gonna tell you." The woman snorts. "When? When they turned 18? When you died? You transitioned, changed your name, moved cities, and thought you could just erase us?" My wife starts crying. "It wasn't like that. You haven't paid child support in 5 years. You missed 60 custody visits. I had to hire a PI to find you." I'm doing mental math. 5 years. We met 5 years ago. You abandoned your children to start over with me? My voice sounds strange, detached. I was becoming who I really am. I couldn't be their father anymore. "So you decided not to be their parent at all?" The woman's voice is sharp. "You could have been their mother. You could have transitioned and been in their lives. Other people do it every day." The boy, quiet until now. "Why did you leave us?" My wife crumbles. Literally falls to her knees. But I'm done. The deception, the lies, the abandoned children, it's too much. "Get out," I tell her. "But, get out." She looks at me, then at her kids, then back at me. "Where will I go? It's Christmas." "Not my problem. You made your choices." My mom, God bless her, walks over to the woman and kids. "Would you 3 like some hot chocolate? The children shouldn't see this." As mom leads them to the kitchen, the woman turns back. "I want 5 years of back child support. My lawyer will be in touch." My wife is sobbing. "Please, let me explain." "Explain what? That you're trans?" "I don't care about that. You lied about everything. You have children. You abandoned them. You let me believe you couldn't have kids when you had 2 living, breathing kids out there wondering why Daddy disappeared." She tries to grab my hand. I pull away. "The marriage is over. Pack your stuff and leave." I'm not proud of what happened next, but I was so angry. While she was packing, I called every hotel in town until I found one with availability. Booked her a room for one night. That's it, one night. My Christmas gift to her. She left an hour later with 2 suitcases still crying. The woman and kids stayed for lunch, my mom insisted. The kids are actually sweet. They didn't ask for any of this. Now I'm here, trying to figure out how you divorce someone who technically doesn't legally exist the way you thought they did. Our entire marriage is built on lies. The woman left me her number. Said she's sorry I got caught up in this, but she needs those kids to have financial support. I get it. Those poor kids. My family's in shock. Sister already found the woman's social media. 5 years of posts about being a single mom. 5 years of the kids asking where daddy went. Posts about the son crying on Father's Day. I feel like an idiot. How did I not see this? How did I not question harder? But mostly I feel rage. Not about the trans thing. Honestly, I don't give a shit about that. She's a woman, fine. But she was a parent first. You don't get to just Control-Alt-Delete that part of your life. Tomorrow I'm calling a lawyer. Tonight I'm drinking my dad's good whiskey and wondering how the hell my life became a soap opera. Update 1. 3 days later. Alright, the entitlement has entered the chat. First, my phone hasn't stopped. She's called from the hotel, from random numbers, even from her work phone. Left 31 voicemails. Yes, I counted. They range from, please just let me explain the full story. You're overreacting. This is discrimination. I was protecting you from complicated baggage. I'm going to harm myself if you don't talk to me. That last one? I called emergency services for a welfare check. Turns out she was fine, sitting in the hotel bar with her laptop. The officer who called me back sounded annoyed. But here's where it gets wild. Her best friend, let's call her best friend, showed up at my work. Security had to escort her out. She was screaming about transphobia, bigotry, how I'm a monster who's abandoning my wife just because of her past. I had to explain to my boss why a woman was screaming about my discrimination in our lobby. Thankfully, my boss is cool. I explained the situation, abandoned kids, 5 years of lies, hidden identity. Boss's response, holy shit, you need a lawyer yesterday. Already on it. Met with one Monday. She actually laughed when I told her the whole story. Your wife hid 2 biological children and 5 years of unpaid child support? The divorce will be the least of her problems. Then Tuesday happened. I get home from work. My wife's car is in the driveway. The house lights are on. I know I locked everything when I left. I called the cops before going in. Good thing too. She'd called a locksmith, claimed she'd been locked out of her house. Showed them mail with her name and my address. Locksmith let her in. She was in there redecorating. I'm not kidding. She'd moved furniture, hung new pictures, where did she even get them? And was cooking dinner like nothing happened. Cops arrive, she tells them it's her house too, shows them our marriage certificate. I show them the deed. My name only, purchased before marriage. Explain she was asked to leave after admitting to fraud and abandoning children. One cop, ma'am, did you conceal having children from your husband? That's complicated. Cop, it's a yes or no question. I was protecting him from, so yes, you need to leave. She starts the waterworks, says she has nowhere to go. The hotel kicked her out. I called later. She hadn't paid for additional nights. She's being persecuted for her identity. Female cop wasn't buying it. Ma'am, you're being asked to leave because you committed fraud, not because of your identity. Your husband has every right to end the relationship over deception. But my wife doubles down, calls best friend. Best friend shows up with 4 other people. They start filming, chanting about discrimination. Neighbors are watching, it's a circus. Finally, she agrees to leave, but not before. I want spousal support, half the house, my car, her car, the one I bought, the one in my name, the one I've been paying insurance on. I laughed, couldn't help it. Sue me, she did. Got served papers yesterday. She's claiming emotional distress, discrimination based on gender identity, half of all marital assets, spousal support for lifestyle maintenance, the car, her jewelry that I bought, compensation for being forced into homelessness. But here's the kicker. She's also claiming she should not have to pay child support because those children were from a different person, not who I am now. My lawyer is having a field day. Apparently abandoning children and hiding assets. the kids qualify as financial obligations, is fraud. The ex-kid's mom already filed for back support through the courts. My wife's looking at criminal charges for child abandonment in some states. Speaking of the ex, we've been texting. She's actually pretty cool, considering. Sent me screenshots of messages from 2019 where my wife said she was starting fresh and couldn't be tied down by the past anymore. Also sent me a Father's Day card the son made that year that was returned to sender. It just says, "I miss you, Daddy," with a drawing of them playing catch. I cried looking at that card. Those poor kids. My wife's sister reached out on social media. Haven't heard from any of her family in 4 years because they didn't accept who she really was. Turns out that's another lie. They accepted her transition completely. What they didn't accept was her abandoning her children and responsibilities. The sister sent me photos from 2018, the family fully supporting her transition, using correct pronouns, new name, everything, but also asking her to please don't abandon the kids. She cut them all off when they wouldn't stop badgering her about being a parent. I'm meeting with my lawyer again tomorrow. The house is mine, the car is mine, and honestly, after learning all this, the marriage is beyond over. It's radioactive waste at this point. Best friend is now harassing me on social media. Posted my photo with transphobe across it. I reported it, then posted my own response. Not transphobic, just anti-child abandonment. Die mad about it. My sister made me take it down and post something more legally appropriate. My soon-to-be ex-wife hid 2 biological children from me, abandoned them 5 years ago, and owes significant child support. This has nothing to do with her identity and everything to do with deception and abandoning parental responsibilities. The comments are divided. Some people get it. Others are calling me a bigot. Whatever. Those kids matter more than Twitter warriors' opinions. I'm exhausted, but also weirdly relieved. The truth is out. The gaslighting is over, and those kids might finally get some financial support. More updates coming. This is far from over. Update 2. 2 weeks after Christmas. The entitlement escalated to heights I didn't think possible. Buckle up. So my wife's lawyer sent a formal response to our counterclaims. This man, yeah, she hired the one lawyer in town known for taking impossible cases, actually argued the children were products of a previous identity and therefore not relevant to current support obligations. Hiding them was protecting me from unnecessary complications. The ex clearly stalked my wife to find her, violating her privacy. I'm using her previous identity against her in a discriminatory manner. My lawyer literally laughed out loud during our meeting. He's really earning his retainer with these mental gymnastics. But then came the real show. My wife organized a protest outside my house on a Saturday morning. About 15 people with signs reading "Love is love" and "Trans rights are human rights" and "Stop the discrimination." Like, what? I agree with those statements. But that's not what this is about. Local news showed up. My wife crying on camera. "He threw me out on Christmas Day just because of who I used to be." Reporter asked me for comment. I was ready. She hid 2 biological children from me for 4 years. She owes 5 years of child support. She told me she couldn't have children while her actual children wondered where their dad went. This is about abandonment and lies, not identity. The reporter seemed shocked. Asked my wife, "Is this true? You have children?" That's not relevant too. Did you hide having children from your husband? My wife walked away from the interview. It aired that evening. The protest dissolved pretty quickly after that. Best friend tried to salvage it by yelling about how the media was transphobic too. Nobody was listening anymore. Then the ex-kid's mom decided she'd had enough. She went on social media with receipts. Years of receipts. Text messages begging my wife to see the kids. Emails about missed birthdays. Court documents showing missed custody dates. Medical bills she couldn't afford alone. The son's therapy bills for abandonment issues. Christmas photos where the kids are holding presents for daddy in case he comes back. The internet did its thing. My wife's social media got found. Her perfectly curated Living My Truth Instagram. 5 years of inspirational posts about cutting toxic people out and choosing yourself, while her kids were in therapy. The ex posted one more thing, a video from 3 years ago. The son's school play. He'd saved a seat for his dad. The camera shows an empty chair with a little sign he made, "Reserved for my daddy." That video went viral in our city's Facebook groups. My wife tried damage control, posted this long statement about how transition is complicated, and sometimes you have to leave everything behind to become who you truly are, and the children are better off without confusion. Her own community turned on her. Trans parents started commenting about how they transitioned while maintaining relationships with their kids. How being trans doesn't mean abandoning your children. How she's giving them all a bad name. One comment stood out. "I'm a trans woman with 3 kids. They call me mom now instead of dad. No, it didn't change. Me showing up for them. You're not abandoning kids because you're trans. You're abandoning them because you're selfish." My wife's sister sent me more information. Apparently, my wife had a small inheritance from their grandmother, about $40, that she got right before transitioning. Instead of setting up support for her kids or using it for a custody arrangement, she used it for surgery, a new wardrobe, and moving across the state to start fresh. I forwarded everything to my lawyer and the ex's lawyer. The ex filed criminal charges for child abandonment. The DA's office is reviewing the case. My wife is spiraling. She showed up at my mom's church on Sunday, my mom's church, during service, walked right up to the front during prayer requests and announced she needed prayers because her husband was persecuting her for her past. The pastor, who's known my family for 20 years, said, "Ma'am, this isn't the appropriate forum for personal disputes." She started crying about discrimination in the church. The ushers had to escort her out. She filmed it, of course, posted it online as kicked out of church for being trans. My mom's response in the comments, "You were asked to leave for disrupting service and harassing my family, just like you disrupted my grandchildren's Christmas. And just like you disrupted your own children's lives for 5 years. Plot twist. Remember the car? She had a spare key I didn't know about. Tried to take it while I was at work, but I'd already reported it as a potential theft risk to the police. Lawyer's advice. They were waiting when she tried to drive off. She told them it was marital property. They ran the registration. My name only. They made her return the key and threatened arrest if she tried again. Yesterday was court, preliminary divorce hearing. Judge was a 60-something woman who looked tired. My wife's lawyer argued for temporary spousal support and exclusive use of the house because I made her homeless through discrimination. Counselor, your client concealed 2 children and significant debt obligations. That's fraud. Your Honor, those obligations belong to a different person. Are you seriously arguing that transition erases parental obligations? Well, in a sense, no. Just no. Motion denied. My wife stood up. This is transphobia. Ma'am, I have a trans son who has 2 children, who he co-parents beautifully with his ex-wife. You're not being persecuted for being trans. You're facing consequences for abandoning children and committing fraud. Sit down. Divorce will be finalized in 90 days if uncontested, longer if she fights. She's fighting. But here's the beautiful karma. The ex's lawyer subpoenaed my wife's financial records. Turns out she's been making $85K a year while claiming she couldn't afford child support. Has $30K in savings while her kids were on reduced school lunch programs. The criminal case for child abandonment is moving forward. The ex is suing for back support with interest. The IRS is apparently interested in how she filed taxes without mentioning dependents she was legally obligated to support. My wife's latest text from a burner phone, "You destroyed my life over something that happened before I even knew you." My response, "You destroyed your kids' lives and lied to me about it for 4 years. Die mad." Block that number too. The kids are doing okay, according to their mom. They're in therapy. The son asked if daddy doesn't want us because he's a girl now. Heartbreaking. The mom's explaining that their parent loves them but made selfish choices. She's handling it better than I would. I'm filing for annulment instead of divorce. Lawyer says we have grounds. Fraud, concealment of significant information, would essentially make it like the marriage never happened. Meanwhile, I'm in therapy myself. Processing the lies, the deception, the fact that I lived with someone for 4 years who could abandon their own children and sleep soundly next to me. Wild thing? I found a Father's Day card in her things while packing them. Blank. She bought it but never sent it. That's almost worse than not buying one at all. Final update 6 weeks after Christmas. The ending nobody expected, especially me. First, the legal stuff. Annulment granted. The judge ruled that concealing children and debt constituted fraud. 4 years of marriage legally erased. She fought it hard, hired a second lawyer when the first one dropped her. Apparently even he had limits. The new lawyer tried arguing religious discrimination somehow. That failed spectacularly. She owes the ex $73,000 in back child support plus interest. Criminal charges for child abandonment are pending. The IRS is auditing her for tax fraud, claiming single when she had dependent obligations. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. My wife started a GoFundMe. Trans woman facing discrimination and homelessness. Goal, $50,000. The description was a masterpiece of manipulation. Talked about her brave transition, the discrimination she faced, losing her home and marriage because of who she is. Not one mention of the kids. The ex found it, posted the link in the comments, along with court documents showing the $73,000 owed in child support. The GoFundMe got mass reported and taken down within 12 hours. My wife then did something that still makes my jaw drop. She sued her own children. Yes. You read that right. She sued 2 minors for defamation and emotional distress because their mother posted about the abandonment. Her argument? The kid's existence being made public was ruining her life. The judge's response is now legend in our local courthouse. Ma'am, you cannot sue children for existing. You definitely cannot sue them for existing after you abandoned them. What is wrong with you? Her new lawyer dropped her after that. Then karma came calling in the best way possible. Remember the woman she'd been working late with a lot? The one she said was mentoring her? Yeah. They've been dating for 2 years. While we were married, the girlfriend didn't know about the kids either. Didn't know about the marriage still being active. Thought my wife was divorced. This woman shows up at my door with printed emails and texts, 2 years of love letters, plans for their future, photos from a trip they took while I was visiting my sick dad last year. So not only did she abandon her kids and lie about her entire past, she was also cheating. The girlfriend was devastated, angry, and very willing to testify in court. The ex reached out one last time. Her son had written a letter. She asked if I wanted to read it. I said yes. Dear Daddy or Mommy or whoever you are now. Mom says you're a woman now, and that's okay. My friend Jamie has 2 moms, but Jimmy's moms both come to his games. I don't care if you're a mom or dad. I just wanted you to come to my games. I hope your new family makes you happy. I'm gonna stop waiting for you to come back. Goodbye. I sobbed, a 10-year-old having to write that letter, having to give up on a parent. But then something unexpected happened. The ex asked if I'd consider staying in touch, not romantically, just as someone who could occasionally be there for the kids. Take them to a game, help with homework. Be a stable adult figure. I said yes. I've seen them 3 times now. We're taking it slow. The son taught me his favorite video game. The daughter showed me her art. They don't call me dad or anything. I'm just Mr. But they smile now. My ex-wife found out, threatened to sue me for attempting to replace her as a parent. The ex's lawyer shut that down real quick with a simple, "You can't replace someone who was never there." Last I heard, my ex-wife moved to another state, didn't tell anyone where, deleted all social media, running from the criminal charges, the debt, the reality she created. Her family reached out to apologize for everything. They're setting up a trust fund for the kids with whatever inheritance she would have gotten. They want to be grandparents and aunts, uncles to the children she abandoned. The girlfriend she was cheating with? We grab coffee sometimes. Trauma bond, I guess. She's in therapy too. We compare notes on lies we were told. It's weirdly healing. My family has essentially adopted the kids and their mom into every holiday and event. My mom sends them birthday cards. My sister takes the daughter to her dance class sometimes. My dad's teaching the son woodworking. It's not conventional. It's not what anyone planned. But these kids who were abandoned now have a whole extended family that chose them. My ex-wife's last email before disappearing was, "You turned everyone against me." No. She turned everyone against her by abandoning 2 innocent kids and building a life on lies. I just refuse to keep those lies secret. The kids are in therapy and doing better. They're processing that their parent chose themselves over them, but they're surrounded by people who choose them every day now. As for me, still in therapy, still processing, still angry some days. But watching those kids slowly trust adults again, watching them laugh at my dad's terrible jokes, that helps. The ex-kid's mom said something that stuck. She gave us both trust issues, but at least we can work through them with truth now. Truth? What a concept. Don't know where my ex-wife is? Don't care. The kids are what matter. They always were. She just forgot that. Sometimes the best revenge isn't elaborate. Sometimes it's just letting someone face the natural consequences of their choices while you help clean up the mess they left behind. The kids asked if they could call me uncle last week. I said yes, that's my happy ending. Not what I expected, but maybe what was needed. To everyone who says I went too far, 2 kids spent 5 years wondering why their parent abandoned them. There's no such thing as too far when defending abandoned children. To my ex-wife, if you're reading this, the kids are doing fine without you. Better, actually. And that's the real tragedy. You missed out on 2 amazing little humans who just wanted to love you. But hey, at least you got to live your truth, right? Funny how your truth didn't include the actual truth. Edit. The criminal case is still pending. Can't share more about that. The IRS situation is ongoing. Child support is being garnished from any employment she gets. The kids know they're loved. That's what matters.